Hey, friends. Welcome to episode 19 of the Nope Coach podcast, The Sacred Slog. I'm your host, Suzanne Kohlberg. And I was reflecting this morning that often we have dreams about something, whether it be buying a house or you're moving out, renting a house, having our own space, finding a partner, having kids, landing that job, going out on your own as an entrepreneur. We have dreams. And then we start to enact those dreams. And often they don't live up to our expectations. When we have the dream in mind, we don't ever see any of the drawbacks or downsides. So say, for example, entrepreneurship, running your own business. Speak to this one because it's close to my heart. When you're in a corporate or a 9 to 5 or a paid position, you see so much freedom and flexibility in being an entrepreneur. I can set my own hours. I can take time off when I want to. That when you're actually living that dream, when you take the plunge and you're in the sacred slog and things are happening, how often, if ever, do you actually pause and say, hey, I used to only dream about this and now I'm actually doing it. And at times it's really difficult, but I got this. Because some of the things that happen, whatever our dream is, we never would have conceptualized them or seen them. I think that this is where the grass is always greener saying comes from. Because once you are living your dream, so to speak, once you're in the sacred slog, you're often already focusing on and planning for your next dream. So an example from entrepreneurship, you're like, I'm going to leave the confines, I'm going to leave the soul-sucking job, I'm going to leave the prison. And then you're working on your own and you're like, where's my next client going to come from? You don't have the security of a regular paycheck necessarily, or you're having to navigate a refund request or someone being unhappy with you. Or I could speak to a personal example, somebody who you don't even really know claiming that you've copied them and spouting about you on the internet. And you're like, who even is this? And in that moment, there can be so much fear and so much panic and so much that you don't actually pause to go, remember when this used to be a dream? Remember when I could only even think about working for myself and being my own boss and setting my own hours? Because you're stuck in the muck, the refund request, the copycat accusation, the somebody hijacking your Instagram and then trying to ransom it back to you, the trolls, the 1-star reviews, the people who are like, I'm going to end you on the internet. Like, seriously, when you're in it, you're so mired in it. It feels like, oh my gosh, this is all encompassing. That's the sacred slog. But when you step back from it and like, this is the dream that I had, I'm actually living my dream. But it's not all how we hoped. It's more like and if you're not an entrepreneur, parenting example, like you see pregnant women or women with babies or people publishing photos of their kids on the internet and you're like, I can't wait. And then when you have the children and you're in the sacred slog and they don't hear you, or they're telling you, you don't care for me, you never do anything for me, and you're like, hold up. The sacred slog. Or if you don't have children, when you buy your own house. I remember Jeremy and I being so excited. We bought our own house. This is like the dream. And then we move in and there's some issue with the plumbing and a tree root and a nearly $20,000 expense that we hadn't accounted for. And then there's rates and taxes and there's all these things associated with owning a house that in the moment, the panic ensued to just pause and say, yeah, this is a sacred slog moment. I am living past me's dream. And sometimes it is difficult. and I'm not sure that I'm doing the best job. And in this moment, to actually pause and reflect on how far you've come and how a version of you only ever dreamed about this. Like, I can speak to so many examples of this. Weight release, when I weighed twice as much as I did now, thinking about the body I'd have when I dropped all the weight, then releasing the weight and having excess skin, or having my back still hurt, or having things that was like, this wasn't supposed to be this way. When I'd envisaged, once again, I can't English. When I had envisaged this moment, I'd only ever seen the silver lining. I'd never actually seen that there could still be clouds, and there could still be drawbacks, and there could still be things. And when we get stuck and mired in the next dream and the next dream and the next dream, and we don't actually pause to realize that as we are today, we are currently living the dream of a previous version of us. I don't know. I just like to pause and really reflect on that, because there are always going to be things that we dream and desire, a next level, a next step, a next moment. But the thing that you're going through now, somebody asking you for a refund, somebody telling that you don't care about them, your partner not picking up their washing. Actually, in the case of our family, I'll be honest, it's me. I'm the messy one. This is the sacred slog. This is the ups and downs. This is the dream. And then also, the flip side. And can you hold them both? And then for the dreams that have not yet manifested, when we're like, I've been doing all this work, I've been trying so hard, I've been putting so much energy in, why am I not there yet? Is it a possibility because you're not yet ready to hold the flip side? In business, if one refund request sends you into a tailspin, if one person accusing you of copying them is enough to take you out, and for me at that time, it took me out for ages. Imagine when there is many. Are you willing? Are you ready? Are you able to pay the tax on that? When you earn more money, there will be more tax. When you have more visibility, there will be more flip sides. What if you're preparing yourself and stretching yourself, and the reason it hasn't yet come to being, the reason you haven't yet manifested it, is actually a good thing because you're not yet ready? Just something to ponder. So thank you so much for listening to this. I would really appreciate a rating or a review in whichever platform that you're listening to it. If you don't know how to do that, because a few people have been like, I don't know how to rate this or review this, find an episode that you enjoy and share it up. I'd love that if you could tag me on social media, either on Facebook, on Instagram. My handle for both is Suzanne Kohlberg, one with a under thing and one without, but you'll find me, the advantage of having a unique name. But share any of the episodes that you've listened to. What is it? What was your takeaway? What did you most benefit from in listening to that? And tag me. I would really, really appreciate that. Have a fabulous rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.